So, you survived the end of the world. Congratulations. Nuclear winter, zombie plague, climate collapse, maybe even alien accountants finally collecting humanity's debt. Doesn't matter, you're still breathing, which is more than we can say for 99% of the population. But here's the fun part, nobody puts on motivational posters. Your body isn't built for this. The human body, this soft, squishy meat sack we like to decorate with tattoos and protein shakes, reacts very differently when Starbucks, running water, and electricity all vanish overnight. Today, we're going to talk about what actually happens to your body after the apocalypse. Think of it as a survival guide written by someone who's already dead inside. In the old world, dehydration meant you forgot your hydro flask at the gym for 2 hours. In the apocalypse, dehydration means your kidneys file for bankruptcy and you hallucinate your dead grandma telling you to lick the condensation off a sewer pipe. Fact, your body can only last about 3 days without water. But here's the kicker. After day 1, your brain already starts punishing you with headaches, confusion, and a sudden desire to drink things you shouldn't, like gasoline or your own tears. Survival hack, gross edition. You can drink urine once. After that, the salt concentration basically turns it into liquid poison. So unless you want your organs to shrivel like raisins in a microwave, find another option. Old socks, dirty shirts, or a car's AC filter. Perfect impromptu water filters. Not tasty, but hey, it beats kidney failure. And remember, in the apocalypse, the difference between Evian and sewer sludge is just marketing. Back in the good old days, hunger meant you skipped breakfast because you were late for work. In the apocalypse, hunger means your body takes one look at your biceps and thinks, emergency snacks. Here's the science bit. After about 24 hours without food, your body burns through the easy stuff, glucose. Then it moves to fat reserves. Sounds great, right? Free apocalypse diet plan until you hit day 3 or 4 and suddenly your muscles are on the menu. Yes, your own body begins cannibalizing itself. Congratulations, you are officially the buffet, the horror show. Symptoms, weakness, irritability, that hangry rage dialed up to would stab a man for a cracker. Oh, and your brain slows down, which means the math problem of rat plus rusty nail is a dinner starts looking like fine dining. Historical fact, because misery loves company. During medieval sieges, starving citizens famously boiled leather shoes for food. Imagine chewing on your Nike Air Jordans, except instead of clout, you get mild diarrhea and crippling shame. Survival hack, chef's special. Insects, full of protein, crunchy, available everywhere. Crickets, beetles, even cockroaches, they don't taste worse than a gas station hot dog at 3 a.m., and at least they won't try to eat you first. So yes, after the apocalypse, your diet plan is simple: rats, roaches, and the lingering taste of regret. Remember when sleep used to be that thing you sacrificed to binge Netflix or scroll TikTok? Cute. After the apocalypse, sleep becomes a luxury item, like working Wi-Fi or deodorant. The science bit. Miss 1 night of sleep, and your brain acts like it's mildly drunk. Miss 2 nights, and you start hallucinating shadows that aren't there. Or maybe they are. Zombies don't always growl before dinner. Go a full week without proper rest, and your body begins shutting down like Windows 95 during a thunderstorm. The unnerving twist, your immune system collapses when you don't sleep. So that tiny cut on your finger from opening a rusty can of beans. Without rest, it's now a front row ticket to sepsis and death. Sarcastic comparison. In the old world, insomnia meant scrolling memes at 3 a.m. In the apocalypse, insomnia means hearing memes whisper your name from the shadows. Survival hack, not cozy but works. Find the darkest, quietest place possible. Abandoned car trunk, perfect. Stuff your ears with cloth to muffle screams, yours or theirs. Set up crude alarms, tin cans on strings, bottles filled with rocks, or your loudest surviving friend. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about not dying because your reflexes were too slow when something with claws walked into camp. In normal life, too hot meant your AC broke. Too cold meant Starbucks ran out of pumpkin spice lattes. In the apocalypse, temperature swings are the difference between being alive or being a popsicle someone else eats later. Heat edition. Once your body hits around 40 degrees, 104 degrees, your organs basically start cooking themselves. That nice summer glow? Yeah, now it's heat stroke, seizures, and collapsing face first into radioactive sand. Cold edition. On the flip side, drop your body below 35 degrees, 95 degrees, and you've got hypothermia. Your speech slurs, your muscles fail, and worst of all, your brain convinces you you're burning up. That's why freezing victims are often found half naked. They literally strip because their body lies to them. Thanks, biology. Dark history. Fact. Napoleon's soldiers in the 1812 Russian winter were found frozen stiff, still holding their muskets. That'll be you, except instead of muskets, it's a broken iPhone you thought might still turn on. Survival hack. Hot apocalypse? Stay in shade, move at night, drink anything that won't immediately kill you. Cold apocalypse? Layer whatever trash you can find. Newspapers, curtains, that ugly Christmas sweater your aunt gave you. Bonus, zombies hesitate when they see bad fashion. Temperature is a silent killer. 1 minute you're fine, the next you're jerky, and not the delicious kind. Before that, getting sick meant calling in sick to work, binging Netflix, and whining on social media. After the apocalypse, sickness means you're the camp's next liability, and probably tomorrow's dinner if things get really desperate. The ugly truth. Without antibiotics, vaccines, or functioning hospitals, the human body basically becomes a germ buffet. Small cuts turn septic. Colds evolve into lung-melting infections. And diarrhea? Congratulations, that's now a death sentence. Sarcastic comparison. Once upon a time, food poisoning meant a bad taco ruined your weekend. After the apocalypse, a bad taco ruins your existence. Fun but horrifying fact. During medieval plagues, entire towns were wiped out just because people didn't understand hand washing. Now imagine you, wiping with leaves, drinking questionable water, and sharing a spoon with a guy named Rat Steve. Yeah, plague speedrun, any percent unlocked. Survival hack. Boil everything. Water, food, spoons, maybe even your own hands if you're feeling thorough. Charcoal can help absorb toxins. Yes, even burnt toast counts. Avoid other humans. Not just because they're annoying, but because they're walking, coughing petri dishes. In the apocalypse, germs are like tiny assassins you can't see. And the worst part? They don't even charge rent. In the old world, mental breakdowns looked like crying in the office bathroom because Karen ate your yogurt. After the apocalypse, a breakdown means your brain decides reality is optional, which is less funny when you're holding a machete. The science bit, stress dumps cortisol into your system. In small doses, it's fine. In apocalypse tears, it chews through your memory, wrecks your sleep, and makes you paranoid enough to stab a tree because you swore it moved. Classic symptoms. Hearing voices. Spoiler, not motivational. Seeing people you loved who are definitely not alive. Laughing at totally inappropriate times, like when you trip over a skeleton. Dark historical bonus. In World War I, soldiers trapped in trenches developed shell shock, shaking, hallucinating, screaming at nothing. Replace artillery with zombies or mushroom clouds, and boom, welcome to your new mental health plan. Sarcastic comparison. Once people paid therapists $200 an hour to manage anxiety. After the apocalypse, therapy is screaming into a tin can and hoping it doesn't echo back with someone else's scream. Survival hack. Keep rituals, counting rocks, singing to yourself, writing diary entries with blood on bark. Anything structured keeps the brain from wandering into crazy town. Find a buddy, not just for warmth, but because mutual paranoia is the best kind of friendship, and laugh. Because if you're not laughing at the absurdity of eating cockroach stew under a blood-red sky, you're already broken. Your body can betray you, sure, but your brain? It's the apocalypse's favorite chew toy. Here's the cruel twist. The longer you survive after the apocalypse, the less human your body feels. You're not thriving. You're mutating into something built purely for survival. What actually happens? Your sense of taste dulls, so you stop gagging at rat stew. Your stomach acid toughens, letting you digest things that would have sent you to the ER before. Your muscles shrink to conserve energy, but your reflexes sharpen. You're lean, twitchy, and always hungry. Basically a raccoon in human skin. The creepy bonus, after months of exposure to radiation, toxic air, or zombie spores, who knows, your DNA might start playing dice. Extra tumors, glowing teeth, a sixth toe that gives you better balance while climbing crumbling ruins. Evolution is funny like that. Historical parallel. Early humans survived ice ages by eating marrow and bugs. Thousands of years later, you're doing the same thing. Congrats. You're living history, but with worse Wi-Fi. Sarcastic comparison. Once you were a civilized human being who complained when the Wi-Fi dropped for 30 seconds. After the apocalypse, you're ecstatic when you find half a dead pigeon and an unbroken Bic lighter. That's progress, baby. Survival hack. Embrace it. The apocalypse doesn't care if you're squeamish. The sooner you accept your new diet, your new hygiene level, hint, none, and your new nickname, Cockroach Whisperer, the longer you'll last. So, what happens to the human body after the apocalypse? It suffers, it breaks down, it betrays you in creative, disgusting ways. But here's the cruel joke. It also adapts. You'll shrink, starve, ache, hallucinate, and maybe glow faintly in the dark. But you'll keep moving. Not because life is great, but because the body is too stubborn to quit. Survival isn't pretty. It's ugly, smelly, and full of fluids nobody wants to talk about. And yet, that's exactly why humans outlasted ice ages, plagues, and centuries of terrible fashion choices. After the apocalypse, your body turns you into something else entirely. Not a hero, not a villain, just a survivor with dirty fingernails and questionable cooking habits. Sarcastic final thought. In the old world, you worried about carbs and calories. After the apocalypse, you'll be thrilled if your dinner doesn't bite back first. That's it for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see more.